nobody gets excited about boring habits until they start winning because of them. This is Built Different. Today we're talking about why boring beats exciting. In today's day and age, a lot of people chase intensity instead of consistency. And let's unpack that for a little bit, right? A lot of the issues that I feel like a lot of us face as creators or people that are chasing their dreams is that we want that intensity of winning versus putting in the work and grinding it out like we've been talking about all season long. And really putting in that work, man. Everybody wants that instant satisfaction of like, I'm doing it, so I should be winning at it. And that's not how it works, man. Everything takes time, man. And it really starts with like the small actions that build up, right? You take the small bricks and eventually the more you stack them small bricks, you'll have that wall that you've been trying to build or solid foundation to the goals you're chasing in life. And it all starts with just waking up and being consistent and disciplined in what we're doing every day, like we've been talking about. And not losing sight of what we're doing it for. That's a major thing, man, is that it's so easy to get sidetracked by the small things or, content creating. You chase a couple hundred likes, couple thousand views, but without sitting down and disciplining yourself, doing the small work, that boring work we're always talking about, man, without doing that, you really don't have anything to fall back on, man. Like you can go viral overnight. You can become everybody's favorite in the room in an instant, but that's gone as soon as you're not doing what other people are expecting you to do, which is win. Or, you start doubting yourself and anything that you're doing in life because you feel like you're not winning. But every chance you get, you have to seize that moment and like really apply that pressure, keep your foot on their neck, and prove to yourself that, you're doing it for the greater good. And, like flashy efforts, they tend to fade really, really easy. And I say that in like the sense of like being a cameraman, the flashy efforts, man, like doing the concerts and like meeting NFL Hall of Famers, man, like all that shit tends to fade, man. Like it fades quick too. Like everybody wants to clap and like sing your praises when you're winning, when you're doing something that somebody else ain't doing in life, but they don't, reassure you in those down moments and that off season that you're having in life that, keep chasing it, keep going after, what you can do in life. I've been in rooms with a lot of people that I never thought I would ever be in. I've had opportunities in my lifetime that I don't think I would ever achieve without trusting that. Excuse me. We're not editing that out. That's just a little burp. Oof. But I've been blessed to be in the situations that I've been in, see the things that I've seen, do the things that I've done as far as like being a cameraman. And that was just me inspiring myself to pick up a camera one day and take the shit serious like we talked about back in, I think it was episode 2. No, episode 3 maybe. But, I really, I see things different. And like we talked about when I had that, coming to Jesus moment that in this lifetime, I've never met anybody famous. I never thought I actually would, but putting in the small work, man, taking random pictures of like plants and trees and like all the, just like my creative eye. Like if I wasn't out there taking these photos, like showing people that my creative vision is different than the next person, versus just being another guy with a camera. Like, I don't think I would have been blessed enough to be in some of the situations I've been in, meet some of the people I've met. Now, granted, like one situation, it was definitely a learning lesson, man. But it was one of those small stones to the strong foundation that I've built. But this one gentleman I used to work with back in the day, we tried starting a podcast before, it didn't work. And that was just me not paying attention to the fine details of, everything that was going on. But um, I think this part is more about like relationships with people and trusting the process, I guess, so to speak. And just being aware, man. Be aware of like any situations you put yourself in, the people around you, like are they really there for you? But the gentleman I'm speaking about, he, as a content creator, man, like I was doing some crazy numbers. I'm talking like millions and millions of views on random videos, man. And like I gave him the blueprint, I gave him the dream, like, yo, we could really do this. I want to build a team of like all my buddies, all my neighbors, man, and like we can all eat together. Like, I'm not saying like go quit your government jobs or nothing, but alternative income, man, that was the goal. But it's not the dream I had wasn't for everybody to see at that time. But the one gentleman, man, like he kind of took a liking to the idea of creating content, and he invited me out to an autograph event where current NFL players, retired NFL players, actors, and stuff like that would be out there signing autographs. And like I took a bunch of pictures, and like I was so eager to share it, man. And like it's that flashy effort part, right? Like I was so eager to like show people, like, hey, man, I rubbed elbows with Hall of Fame quarterback for the Washington Redskins, Doug Williams. I met Santana Moss. I met Adrian Peterson. I met Randy Moss. I mean, Patrick Willis. I met a lot of people, man. I had dinner with Darrell Revis the first time I ever did this shit, man. Like I was just like I was sharing it, I was posting about it, man, and I'm showing everybody like I'm doing something. But after like the second event, the relationship between me and the dude that brought me into that life, I don't know. It's just like I shared some of the stuff for like my personal portfolio to kind of showcase what I'm doing at the time, and he caught feelings about it because uh, he felt that he had rights to the work that I was doing because he gave me the invitation. And we had a falling out a couple months after, all that stuff. But I'm saying that to say this, man, like the flashy efforts of trying to expose my work and like really trying to blow my name up in the camera industry, that faded like that, just gone. You know what I'm saying? After the relationship between me and the dude went south with the podcast project we tried to start up, um, then I started doing my concert work again, and like I think I was doing a lot of that stuff in hopes like be invited on a tour, create, content for artists, go on tour around the United States. Not a fan of leaving the country, never have, probably never will, hopefully. But tried to create that flashy effort again with like my concert photography and showcasing things I was doing. But as the artist comes into town and they leave town, I mean, that's just as fast as the opportunity went. And I wouldn't say I chased the dream of trying to become an on the road photographer for an artist. I love the praise I was receiving from my my friends, my family, like other people in the camera world that I was getting to know as I was doing my thing at different venues. And that down season, bro, that really knocks you that knocks you down a little bit. And the comeback from that as a creator, man, it's tough. It's really tough, especially when you're a photographer or videographer or somebody that creates art. It's really hard when that creative muse isn't there anymore. Um, but I think just like over time, my repetition and my steady grind and my hunger to become a better cameraman versus like a viral cameraman really helped me build my identity in the industry that I'm in. And I became a high school sports photographer, man, and really built my name within that community as far as like the athletes look for me on the sideline. So it's super dope, man. And I think anything in life, man, repetition definitely builds that identity when it comes to your job, showing up and being like at my daytime job, like a Jeff Stoker, man. This dude was old enough to be somebody's grandpa and did insane numbers. Like his work ethic was unrivaled. And, to this day, nobody's matched it. So, his reputation, his identity came from his repetition day in, day out, man, just working hard as hell and being the hardest worker in the room. Now, when they gave him a cutting board with his name etched in it as recognition, I don't think that was a fair payout at the end of the day for all the work that, he put in. But that's also what I look at, the project Built Different podcast is like creating a platform for me to get away from working that 9-to-5 job. And, repetition builds identity. Remember that. Anything you do, man, repetition. Show up, show out, work hard. Don't let nobody in the room outwork you when it comes to anything that you're doing in life. And, that's that. We're going to quick edit, and then we're going to go into this next skit, which is going to be like right here. One thing we got to remember, man, is like you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. That one hit. Fall in love with the plot. Reshoot this whole skit. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. Creating bad habits every day eventually leads to that burnout, you know what I mean? And becoming unmotivated and trying to reach goals and follow your ambitions. You fall in love with the process, not the applause. And I think that speaks to like me doing this podcast, man, like the process of me just creating content. And I'll probably talk about this for a long time because I'm very proud of this project, the time and effort that I'm putting into it, the genuine give a fuck ability I have for this. I'm proud of this project, and I hope it's helping somebody out there find motivation or even just daring to do something different. You know what I mean? Go against the grain a little bit, because what's failure but learn the lesson? Stay consistent and the results will catch up. Proof's in the pudding. Show up and show out, people. If you learned anything or gained anything from this podcast, man, this episode right here, do me a solid, man. Drop a follow. We're on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We are out there, people. I appreciate you guys. Make sure when you see this video, like, share, subscribe. Drop a thumbs up on the video, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.